You have to stop, entertaining these guys. Stop entertaining them. Stop giving birth to their children. Stop, this is like this weird dynamic that we have with these men. Like, you hate these guys. You want to sleep with them, and then you hate them again, and then you want to sleep with them. That's like this weird, cyclical, dysfunctional relationship that some of these mammies have. And everything that he's describing is not us. He's describing black male identified women who don't have any identity outside of black men, period. That's who.
There is no mountain higher than Swirl Mountain. No valley too low, no ocean too deep. No climb is met with greater adversity than the steep climb of Swirl Mountain. Most that attempt to climb are doomed to fail.
I think a lot of people do not understand how easy it has been to radicalize people online. We say, it's easy to see how, crazy religious people are radicalized online. It's easy to see how red pill people are radicalized online. This is another radicalization for certain people.
Like me like that. They don't value me like that. But I'm gone, and these men now think it's open season. So.
Well, he said their names too. He didn't separate them out of it. He basically was just like, "Oh, we see y'all too, and y'all next." You heard me, Pink Bell?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, he said that's the thing. Like, a lot of people wanted me gone, whether it's for competition or whether because they thought I was too nice to black men, whatever it is. But did they think that this was just going to be gone and they were just going to be able to live in peace? It's like, you take out one person, they're coming after you. You're next. It's going to be your family. It's going to be your livelihood. It's going to be you. And I just don't think that content creators or people who are in this space think that far ahead. They just want to get rid of me because they don't like me. Okay, now I'm gone. Are you happy? I mean, seriously. Like, the stuff that I have seen over the last few days makes me question my whole reality, my whole reason for why I thought my purpose in this life was for, and what I was fighting for. And it wasn't the men. It was the women who made me feel that way.
I recently stopped working because I had to relocate to another place because of my husband. So, which is the reason I'm not working right now, and I'm also in school. So that's why I've been able to, watch certain things on YouTube, come on, hit this app, and I'm really glad this has happened, because I'm like, when I tell you my eyes were closed, my eyes were closed. And I'm saying that mostly for a lot of the women in here. I just, as I'm listening and even remembering different stuff, I'm realizing, like last year, I went to the BLM movement, right, rally in DC, and none of the male in my family have ever been. And I remember too being this power to the people and all this other stuff. And when I hear the male in my family, although they're great, but you don't hear the same stuff. And I'm like, what the heck is happening? And then now I'm realizing how much of, I don't know, I guess maybe a pick-me I was or whatever, and realizing that the same aggressiveness that I had, and thinking that I was doing something good for these men, they weren't having the same aggressiveness. And I'm thinking, now I realize that we as women,
you have to stop, entertaining these guys. Stop entertaining them. Stop giving birth to their children. Stop, this is like this weird dynamic that we have with these men. Like, you hate these guys. You want to sleep with them, and then you hate them again, and then you want to sleep with them. It's just like this weird, cyclical, dysfunctional relationship that some of these mammies have, and everything that he's describing is not us. He's describing black male identified women who don't have any identity outside of black men, period. That's who
stuff like that. I'm not gonna say who I have spoken to, but they're not black men. They're white men, and they've been having discussions with me because of the things that they heard concerning with black men asking questions. Okay, and so please do not. I beg you. Please, I cannot tell you. I was sworn to secrecy, and I'm putting my hand on the Bible, Lord, however you want to put it. I was sworn to secrecy. Stop talking about slavery. Stop talking about white supremacy. Because a lot of things is that for some reason, it's like it feeds the black man. And it's really angering those that's outside of our community. And so I don't want you guys to be a target to any of those things, because now there is a video, I think it's in Chicago, where the police came at a disturbance call with a black man and a black woman. And the police came there and had a word with the black man. As soon as the police walked away, the black man, oh God, pulled a gun out on the black woman in the hallway. So now they're doing an investigation with the officer. Because when you talk about slavery and white supremacy, white men, the police officers are there. Whatever your political view of the police department, they are there. There's nothing that you can do about it. This is their ecosystem. We are here, and we have to follow what it is, because we don't have a group of men that create their own ecosystem. So we in white man's ecosystem, okay? So they're doing an investigation as we speak.
It's going to change a lot of things, right? And we are also going towards a crash in the stock market. People are not talking about it as much, but we are, because if you look at the markets, as soon as America pulled out of Afghanistan, like if you look at the dollar, it did drop, right? So that shows you kind of where we're headed in all aspects. And all I know is where poverty is, desperation is, and desperate people do a lot of desperate shit. So you better be on your guard when it comes to this. So don't be fooled about the fact that homie has 5 million degrees and a suit. You don't know his mindset. You don't know what he thinks about women, especially in general, but black women especially. You don't know how he reacts or how he goes on, because at the end of the day, Pookie and Ray Ray can be the college guy or he can be the street guy. It does not matter. So please beware and stop being.
And he is very excited that Pink Pill is on. And this is not the only man. I did another video on another group of men who were out there targeting and saying weird things about black women, how now they can come to the Hispanic community if they need protection, but they're going to need to submit and want to be like second or third wives, and talking about that now that Chrissy's here. I mean, not Chrissy. Now that Pink Pill's not here, who's going to protect y'all from these videos that we're going to do? Like, this is weird, very crazy. And I didn't think it was going to happen this quick. But if y'all was in my YouTube video yesterday, I didn't even want to play the video because it was just really ridiculous, and it was just annoying to see who was actually doing the live stream, who hosted the man on there, because it was a black woman, and I don't want to put a target on her back. But it's getting really weird out here. The floor is open, Callie. I know you.
And things like that, which is bad enough. But it's another thing to incite violence and then have other non-black individuals put targets on our backs too. We already have a target on our backs with the black men, in general. And then they come around and say, okay, well, you guys have permission. They're giving permission to attack, black women and girls. And that, to me, is alarming because their rhetoric is not staying in-house. Their rhetoric is spreading like wildfire. And what I said in the Discord was, people like Kevin Samuels, people sleep on Kevin Samuels. But he was a nobody. And he now has over 1 million subscribers. And this guy, his rhetoric is so powerful. It's more powerful than you and I think. Because, I'm only subscribed to like divested channels, and I'm subscribed to like makeup, like the white YouTube, basically. And the fact that I was given this video on my feed is saying a lot. And I'm now hearing from other white content creators who are not even in this sector of YouTube, repeating the same rhetoric as Kevin Samuels.
We as black women take black men too seriously. Like, no other group of people are taking like any threats that black men make seriously, because they're not a threat. I guess to the ones that are in proximity to a lot of black men, but those of us that are divested, or not even divested but leveled up and not even living in proximity to these people, we're not even like worried about the threats that they're making to us, because we see the men who are actually in power and actually who actually have the resources to be an actual threat to the entirety of black people. But black men as a whole, they don't have the power to do that. All we gotta do is call the cops on you motherfuckers. I wish black women would stop saying defund the police, because at this point, we need to start using them to get rid of our problems at this point, because they think that I think they think because they're men that, like, they can, come over. But at this point, I feel like black women are more protected because we are the ones that hold the money, the purse in this relationship, this fucked up relationship that we have with black men. So we just need to use our resources. That's all I wanted to say.
Especially black women, they tend to be way too relaxed around black guys. I don't know if it's like pick me spirit. I don't know if it's the validation, but like you feel way too comfortable. I'm the opposite. I'm actually very uncomfortable, because in my experience, from going to school to going to workplaces, there's always some BS going on when you see a bunch of black dudes around. Like, it's never smooth. Like, there's gonna be a fight that breaks out. There's always something. So you gotta always stay on high alert and ready, so that you don't have to get ready. And I just really feel like we need to stop, honestly, blanketing everyone about, it's not all, we're just talking about the toxic ones. No, I'm sorry. There's a lot of toxic ones that went to school and have suits and have businesses, just like this guy said on the video. But look at his mindset. So a lot of these women, especially these men that like to come up here talking about, I'm good, black man, this, that, I don't give a fuck who it is. Until a man proves that he actually is good, assume the worst. Assume the worst. And that will put you in a mind frame where you are ready to defend yourself and ready for battle. Because I don't think people understand that we are getting ready to go into battle, and people don't realize a lot of things are changing. That woman exec that got killed not too long ago in LA from her from her boyfriend, who was also working at the same company. It also made the news in Canada, okay? It made the news up here, all right? And on top of that, with everything that's happening in Afghanistan, we just received like 3 airplane loads of refugees from Afghanistan. That is changing the
situation where they know that you're a divested swirler, woman. You're just a black woman. So if we're just minding our business and we're divested like we say are, not in proximity to these knickers, then we should be fine. I feel like as black women, we should be fine. We shouldn't let them scare us. I feel like fear is one of the worst diseases for mankind. We just need not to get scared. I feel like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make us fearful, fear-monger us, tell us that if you're this type of woman, you're not going to have any protection, when we know that regardless of if you're a black woman with or without a white man or any other type of man, you're not protected by black men in general. So that's not what I was trying to say.
So you're admitting that white people or white men are oppressing black communities, right?
Baby, you are.
Why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they?
Why shouldn't they?
No, the question is, no.
Never mind.
Here's the thing, TK. Why not? See, you black men walk around here acting like they should do X, Y, and Z. You pressing your own people as yourself. White man just gave you the tools, you took it, you fell for it, you put it into your mindset, and you put that same garbage that the white man put on the black man, you putting it back in your own community. Then you want to bitch and moan and cry about how the white man is mistreating you. He's sitting back and laughing because he said, okay, if I say you're a woman, it's da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, my woman, da-da. No, you supposed to say, no, the fuck she ain't. She represent me, I represent her. But since y'all don't have the brain, you don't have the mindset, that's why they call you boy. There's a reason why they call you guys that. Because they're saying you're not a man, you're a boy, because you think like a boy. I said, but because how the violence of black men are, and the way how they are perceived, because of the acts of violence that they're doing in their own community, that is why when they see a black man, the first instant is, what is this guy doing? And that's natural how they are. So they are going to protect their community, because a lot of times black men go over there and be doing a lot of robbing. Now, come on, TK. You live in Chicago just as well as I do. You know them black boys be going over there to them white neighborhoods doing stuff, and they over here trying to fight back. I have seen it all on the north side, all out in the suburbs. Them black boys be going over there. Matter of fact, they got a chain of carjacking now. They all in the white neighborhood. These black guys carjacking, stealing people's cars and such.
Yes.
Come on, DK. I live with
I'm from Chicago.
I agree with
Chicago
that.
too.
So if you're doing that, what you expect the white folks to do? Yes, they're going to put up their high sense of urgency towards you. Now, I'm not saying black girls don't do that either, but the majority of the situation is black men. That's what I'm saying. So because black men are like that, now they're going to be wondering, is black women like that too? There men like that? Is they going to be going over here and doing the same thing? So because your attitude and your action is going to be reflected on us as well. That's why they proceed the way they do towards black women. Thank you. If a black man has any kind of resources, that resource is going to go to the white woman and our children. Excuse me, and the white community. If you want to marry, you should marry who you want to marry. I married outside of my race, and I'm very happy. The resources that my husband have, it will naturally go because my children are black. And a black woman can't have a dark-skinned black child. I have a son that's dark-skinned. His father is white. And he doesn't look like he came from a white man at all. So I believe that the mother is the one that will educate the child on her culture. So white women would not be able to really teach a black little girl what it means to be a black woman, because she can't. And so black man and black woman is not going to save our community. Actually, it's probably going to do more damage, because it's recorded that a lot of those children have identity issues and they don't know where they fit, because the mother really can't tell them, like, what it really truly means to be black, only like the father. but she will be teaching her things as a white mother. But when you have a black father, if you have a black mother, then the black mother would teach that child what it truly means to be.